SCJ here. Look, how is everybody doing today, man? Listen, we got a lot to talk about. There is some big time things on the table as it relates to USC football. The question is, which direction will USC football go? Look, you know, the transfer portal is absolutely heating up right now. So we kind of want to primarily deal with that today because I think USC has to make it right. Just like with the defensive coordinator, having to make it right. We have to make this transfer portal right. We can't get any misses as it relates to the transfer portal. Listen, I hope everybody, those who didn't see Lofa Tatupu interview, look, Lofa is a 3-time Pro Bowler, man. He did it in his first 3 years. I mean, it was unbelievable what he was able to do. But just hearing his story, coming from the University of Maine, which was a 1AA school, and then coming over to transfer and betting on himself, sending out tape while he was at Maine, went there to play quarterback, transitioning to linebacker. Man, listen, you guys need to go look at that interview, man. It's unbelievable. You know, from Maine all the way to USC, then to the Seahawks, 3-time Pro Bowler. Make sure you guys go check that interview out. I did it yesterday, man. But look, check this out. The transfer portal is it's going absolutely crazy. It's going berserk. And USC has to get it right now. To some of the players credit right now that we have, like a guy, Anthony Lucas, like a Bear Alexander, like some players that we've had that come from the transfer portal last year. To their credit, I think the scheme has got a lot to do with why we didn't see some of these guys break out like we thought they would, because these are high caliber players. As you guys know, I talked to you about Mason Cobb. Mason Cobb at Oklahoma State was extremely successful. For whatever reason, you know, players come here and things seem to be somewhat different. Mason Cobb was one of our leading tacklers, but I know, I feel like that he has more under him that he could possibly do. But here's the thing. I think we need to target all positions as far as, for the most part, most of them as far as on the defense. I think we got strength at. I think we got strength still at the rush-in position. Of course, Jamil Muhammad, Romello Height, and then, of course, you got guys like Braylon Shelby, David Peavy, depending on what he's going to do. Would it be the defensive end or would it be the rush in? But I think, guys, that is a position of strength. Now, on the defensive end spot, I don't know. I'm not sure. Solo, we know he got hurt. We know he's talking about coming back. But you know you got somebody like him. You know you got a guy like Anthony Lucas. And we got some other guys like Elijah Hughes. We got some of those guys. But we need some guys. And I've seen some pretty explosive players. We need a defensive end. If you're going to be a good defensive end, if you're big time, we need you to be that real 200. You know, I mean, in the league, you're going to have some defensive ends, 260, 270 pounds, man, 280, some of them. And so we need some legit players. Now we're going into the Big Ten. We got to start recruiting a little bit different, man. So we don't want to be lost in the sauce as it relates to that. So we want to secure those top transfer portals. I'm seeing guys from Ohio State. I'm seeing guys from Alabama, Auburn. So look, my thing I want to do today is I will get into their videos like I did last year, those defensive upgrade videos. Once those guys get here, but then I just want to show you the guys right now within the past couple of days that have entered the portal, because right now the transfer portal is it is going crazy. And we don't want to be lost in the sauce. We want to make sure that we can get some of these guys, man, and be able to secure one of these guys. And the thing is, USC has to act right now. There's no time for playing. I mean, when you look at it, these guys are coming from high caliber places like Ohio State, like Auburn. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And we need to tackle those positions. And then on the flip side, offensive line, I love our freshman class from last year, which will be sophomores this year, like a Michael Benuelas, Amos Talele, Elijah Page. I told you guys, all these guys, Alani Noah, these guys are going to be high caliber players. These guys are going to be legit, especially the second year. But do we need to have somebody just to kind of be there in the event? I'm not sure if Jonah Meinheim, what he plans on doing, but somebody like Jonah Meinheim as well. We got some guys in place that we can have a really nice offensive line. So we want to deal with that. Who can we get from the transfer portal as it relates to the offensive line? We have to attack it like something serious, man. You look at other schools, how they attacked it, whether it's Oregon, how they got somebody like Jordan Branch coming in there to be successful, coming from the University of South Carolina. Listen, we got to attack this as well, man. They even got an offensive line last year coming from Rhode Island. So look, man, we got to be strategic. We got to study the film. We got to understand, like, do they fit with where we're going right now as a program? Is this going to be the right fit? When you're talking about USC, man, everything has to be right because we open up next year with LSU, and we do not want to be lost in the LSU sauce. I mean, bottom line, they won't have Jaden Daniels, so they will be breaking a new quarterback in. And I kind of feel like this as it relates to them, the same way Caleb Williams is with us. You look at the numbers that Jaden Daniels is putting up this year. He actually putting up greater numbers. I think he passed Joe Burrow. That won the national championship. So he is just as much as important to them as Caleb Williams is to us. So I think that is a plus for us. It's going to make it even Steven once we meet up with them. But we got to have the right portal players so we can compete, man, next year. And the right players develop and the right coordinator coupled with the right coordinator. So look, man, let's take a look real quick. I'm not going to do videos on them, but I want to show you these guys, the guys that. All right, the first one we want to talk about is DJU. You see here, this is him. He was a transfer from Clemson, and he had a pretty productive year this year. Transfer from Clemson, kind of rebooted himself, kind of put himself up there, brought his stock back up, and he's now entering the transfer portal once again. You guys know he had a great coach, Coach Jonathan Smith, but now he's gone to Michigan State. As a result, look, DJU is gone as well. So will he be following him to Michigan State? I don't know. Will he be staying on the West Coast? I don't know. But the thing is that this is a pretty quality quarterback that absolutely somebody's going to land with one more year remaining. Somebody's going to absolutely, in fact, take him, man. I mean, he's a straight producer. You get a veteran quarterback, somebody that could prove to sling the ball. Why wouldn't you take a guy like DJU? Am I saying USC needs to get him? I mean, I'm not saying that, but, hey, it wouldn't hurt to have a quality veteran. But I think Miller Moss is a veteran as well. And somebody that can absolutely throw it down there. He just hadn't had his opportunity. And, of course, I believe in Malachi Nelson will develop into a good quarterback. Sometimes it takes time. But this is DJU, man. He's on the market. You guys hit me in the comment section. What are your thoughts on DJU? Would you want to see him at USC? I think he'll probably be more likely to go somewhere like Oregon, where his brother's at. Hit me in the comments. Let me know what you think. This is the letter that he put out. I'm not going to read it all, but this is the letter that he put out earlier today. Now, here's one guy. I'm going to start showing some guys that I feel like USC can absolutely go after. This guy happens to be one of them. Pete Nukos put this guy out. But look, he is a monster of a guy, over 300 pounds. But he's a Middle Tennessee defensive tackle, Marley Cook. And it says here plans to enter the transfer portal. And I'm telling you right now, this guy had 61 career starts, total tackles, total sacks, 10.5. You want a big body like this as we go into the Big Ten. We might get some that are through the transfer portal that are one and done, which is somebody like him, and we might get somebody in the transfer portal that's like a Bear Alexander that could play that defensive tackle spot and be able to stand next to Bear Alexander. Right now, you guys know we got Stanley leaving. I think we got Tyrone Taleni leaving. Of course, Keon Bars is getting out of there. So I think the primary focus, for USC, got to be the defensive tackle spot or the nose tackle spot going into the Big Ten. We don't want to be lost in the sauce with not having that position addressed. As you guys know, David Pele, I think he's out of the mix now for USC. And so, we got to have some defensive tackles, man. So you guys hit me in the comment section. This is one guy here I think the USC can absolutely go after. All right, the next one's going to be this guy, UAB linebacker, Jackson Britton. He officially entered the transfer portal. He is a former top. Also, no surprise, freshman Dante Moore out of the state of Michigan, set to enter the transfer portal. You guys already know he was originally committed to Oregon. Got off of that commit, man, and ended up going to Chip Kelly. And it looks like they essentially was lost in the sauce with this one. Now he's getting ready to enter the transfer portal, man. You guys hit me in the comments. I know that's not a position of, him being a freshman. We already got a freshman already that's a quality freshman, Malachi Nelson. But so I wouldn't say that's necessarily will affect us in any way. But I will say that's a big loss for UCLA, because that essentially is the future of your program, man. You guys hit me in the comments. What's your thoughts on Deontay Moore entering the transfer portal? Also, Clemson offensive tackle Mitchell Mays entering the transfer portal. Look, offensive line might be a position depending on who stays, who goes. I'm not sure what Jonah Mannheim's going to do, but I do have faith in our freshmen, the guys that we had, Laney Noah, Michael Benuelas, Elijah Page. I do have faith in those guys being developed, especially the fact that they came in together as a freshman class. I think those guys are going to be some excellent group that can really grow together. But you get a guy that's a veteran guy to replenish some of the guys that we got leaving out, like a Jared Kingston, and then Dedich, some of those other guys, man. So you guys can hit me on that. Let me know what you think. All right, the next guy, he's a monster, a massive guy. I hope I say his name right, but it's Auburn D-line. Is it NC Sledge? I hope that's right. But this guy's in the transfer portal. You guys know we need that interior defensive line play. I think he's somebody that USC can absolutely utilize on the D-line, man. As I stated before, somebody that'd be next to Bear, and you want a rotation of those guys. I'm good. I love our edge guys. I love our defensive end guys. It won't never hurt to get anybody else, but I think you got those guys, Sam Green, you got Ramilo Height, of course you got Jamil Muhammad. All of those guys are outstanding. Of course, Braylon Shelby as well. David Peavy. You got some outstanding guys on the edge, but the D-line, we can definitely use some help with that. All right, the next guy is going to be Georgia linebacker Darius Smith. He's entering the portal. Guy that has a couple years of eligibility left. So, look, man, there's several guys. There's plenty on the market right now. It's no excuse. I'm seeing so many guys. I don't think I've seen it. We seen it last year kind of go crazy, but this year already, this early defensive December 4th opening day for transfer portal, these guys are popping up like crazy right now. It's unbelievable, and they're quality players. It's not like guys that don't know how to play. It's guys that can absolutely get out there and move and groove. Now, this guy, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's a must-get, given the fact that we're losing a few cornerbacks like a Christian Roland Wallace, Sierra Wright. This guy is a 6'3", 185-pound, absolute stud of a cornerback. You see him here, man. His name is Will Lee III, and he plans to enter the transfer portal. This guy has 32 tackles, 6 pass deflections, 2 INTs. Listen, it's straight up go time with him. I think a guy like him, you guys know we missed out on another guy named Sony Lalia, the San Mateo defensive back, end up committing to Oregon. But you get a guy like this with that same type of range. He's already competed at the highest level, had a lot of success this year. We absolutely need to get him. So this to be all the guys, man, I'm going to deal with today. I will continue to do more as this thing continues to unfold. There's so many guys, you just kind of got to do some so you won't get lost in the sauce. But you guys hit me in the comments. What do you guys think the position of needs is based on what you guys seen in your own observation of the team? Until later on, look, I'm out of here. Everybody stay blessed. Fight on.